David. I'm still here in the Dong village. It's been 3 weeks. I thought I would have moved on by now. It may be to some of the other minority communities spread out over China. Did you know there are more than 50 groups in all? But I think what's kept me here in Dong country is the music. I've done some research. It turns out the big song came to China over the Silk Road 1,000 years ago. Now, I sit in the center of the village at twilight and listen with my eyes shut. And sometimes when I'm very lucky, I can hear the whole journey from the Carpathia Mountains through the Middle East all the way into Asia, covering half the world. The Dong learn this music from birth. It is so much a part of who they are, of who I'm not. And yet, all of these songs once came from somewhere else. Kind of like me.
Hello? Hello, son?
Hi, Dad.
I was just calling to see how you're doing.
Me? I'm great. Things are great.
And how are things money-wise?
Dad.
I thought you'd want to know. I just made a big donation to your friend, Bill Clinton.
He's not my friend.
You supported him, didn't you? I talked to this guy from his campaign, told him I want to start a new group, Chinese Republican Bankers for Clinton.
Would there be any other members?
Lots! Did you hear that Pat Buchanan wants to kick us all out of the country? The Clinton guy, he loved my idea.
That's great, Dad. Listen,
And now I can finally become ambassador to Great Britain.
What?
Or China. I would settle for China.
But you're not a diplomat.
I'm a businessman, aren't I? Dave, this is how things work. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Win-win. It's the American way.
You know you're one of the least diplomatic people in the world.
I know. Isn't it beautiful? I'll do it just like Frank. My way.
Dad, I really can't think about any of this right
I know. Son, why don't you come on the board of my bank?
What?
Marty DeLuca just died. There's an empty space to fill.
But I don't know the first thing about banking.
But you used to work in the bank, back in college during the summers, remember?
As a teller.
And you were a good teller, too. Every night, your drawer balanced.
And what's my title gonna be? A director of nepotism?
If that's the title you want, fine.
Dad, I'm not in the least qualified.
What do you mean you're not qualified? You're my son, aren't you? You know, we pay our board members honorarium for attending meetings. Just a few $1,000s, but better than nothing. You'll come out to LA every month. You can stay at our house. Your mother will be so happy to cook for you.
Dad,
And maybe you even decide you like banking.
is just out of curiosity,
Huh?
is that a few $1,000s a year or per meeting?
And total assets as of October 31st stand at $532,400,000.
Far East National Board meeting. Present are
Don Miguel, Vice Chair.
Beatrice Chang, Chief Financial Officer.
Henry Huang, Chairman of the Board, just like Frank. I need a motion to approve the budget.
So moved.
A second? A second?
Oh, second.
That's good, son.
He's learning fast.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. We found office space right in the center of Beijing. Brand new building. Beautiful.
Henry, congratulations. This is a big deal.
Don, I'm so excited. The system over there, they need our help.
And lots of business there, too.
It's win-win. I'm telling you, I feel like a pioneer, like a Yankee trader. Beatrice?
On Monday, we are putting out a press release to announce the opening of our Beijing office. Far East will become the first American bank to do business with the People's Republic of China.
In Beijing, after I signed the lease, our new landlords took me to a karaoke bar. And guess what I sang? You'll never guess.
My way?
That's right! They were so moved. It was beautiful. Meeting adjourned.
David, the wife and I went out last night to a musical show.
Yeah, what'd you see?
The King and I. and David, the guy who played the King, you know him.
I know lots of Asian actors. What was his name?
Oh, what was his name? He was in one of your plays.
Which one?
Face the Facts, or
Face Value?
Yes.
B.D. Wong is in the King?
No, that wasn't his name.
Well, then who else could it... No.
He had a Chinese name.
Can't be.
Strange thing, though. He didn't look very Chinese.
Los Angeles Times.
The most significant thing about this King and I is its ethnic, authentic casting.
And convincing South Asian look? Oh, Jesus.
Boston Globe.
Mr. G's warm humanity fills its exquisite King and I?
The Seattle Times.
G throws off the ghost of Yulbrenner and reinvents the King for our multicultural age.
Montreal, Boston, Houston, Seattle? Son, are these clippings all about you?
Not really, Brad. See,
Hey, it's that guy, Marcus G. You gave him his start, son.
Don't remind me, okay? What now?
He's very deep. Listen to this.
Never let anyone tell you that what you look like is who you are. Those are the limitations we have to fight. Even people who look like me. Especially people who look like me.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna throw up.
You know, Dave, you should say stuff like that.
I should? Where do you think he got it? I said those very words when he was in my show.
You teach him well. You must be so proud.
Dad, he's a disaster. I thought I got rid of him back in Boston, but no, he keeps popping up as if from the grave just to torture me.
You think you're getting a little worked up about this?
Dad, his name isn't G. He's not even Asian.
You know, I had that thought. When I first saw him in your show, I thought he's not Chinese. But now that I read his words, who cares? Maybe in my heart, if I could be Gary Cooper or Clark Gable, then maybe in his, he can be Marcus G.
I didn't go through all those protests and hunger strikes just so some white imposter could help himself to our hard-won opportunities.
You went on a hunger strike?
Sure, back in college with the other Asian students for 2 whole weeks.
You didn't eat for 2 weeks? You could have
Dad, I'm not stupid. Of course I ate.
But you said...
We fasted in shifts.
Variety, April 27th, 1996.
Asian Kudos announced. The newly formed Asian American Artists Association announced honorees for their first annual Warrior Awards. Legit scribe David Henry Wong, author of M. Butterfly, will receive a Visionary Warrior Award from the org, which was founded by Asian American film exec
Fritz Friedman. David, sweetheart, follow me. By the way, your hair looks terrific. We've arranged a little impromptu press conference with the community media. You don't mind answering questions, do you?
Of course not.
Just stand here. Journalists, please welcome David Henry Wong.
I'm so pleased to be honored by the Asian American Artists Association. Or,
Oh, here comes another of tonight's awardees. Our most promising newcomer warrior, Marcus G. He's managed to join us tonight despite his grueling tour schedule in The King and I. You two know each other? Oh, well, who doesn't know Marcus, right?
Know each other? David gave me my first job. How you doing, bro? We haven't talked since, when?
Since you were in...
Face value. Thanks for the break, buddy. Ha!
Marcus! Your performance in The King and I has been getting rave reviews around the country. Did you have any reservations about taking on a role that some in the community have labeled stereotypical?
Of course I did. I feel like one of the most important responsibilities for any actor of color is to be true to his or her community, to make sure that we only put out positive images. I only agreed to be seen for the role of the king after the producers assured me that the hallmark of this production would be cultural authenticity.
Marcus, real quick. Hold up, Marcus. Quick question here.
Hey, bro!
Don't give me that hey bro shit.
Sorry, didn't mean to offend.
Well, you are. I mean, this whole thing you're doing, it's really offensive.
Is this all about what happened in Boston?
Of course it's about what happened in Boston.
Dave, for me it turned out to be a blessing in disguise.
You're really gonna act like you don't know?
I wish I could say I was acting, but I'm not that good an actor. At least you didn't think so.
You're running around, pretending to be Asian. You're lying to everyone. There, can you follow that?
I'm trying really hard not to lie. Okay, now and then I have to mention the Siberian thing, and that's unfortunate, but as much as possible, I'm doing my best to speak only the truth.
But your whole life is a lie. You're letting people believe
You
that...
said yourself, didn't you? It doesn't matter what someone looks like on the outside.
I didn't mean that literally.
Then how did you mean it? David, do you have a problem with anything that I'm saying?
No, it's not what you're saying.
It's that I'm the one that's saying it. Oh, doesn't that make your position kind of racist?
This is not that hard. In order to be Asian, you have to have at least some Asian blood.
I'm just saying some things that need to be said. Doing things that need to be done. I mean, someone's got to step up.
What's that supposed to mean?
To be perfectly honest, I've been attending a lot of community functions and I don't see you at any of them.
Oh, you can't be.
John Wong has founded this great new organization, the Asian Leadership Council.
You're lecturing me on how to be Asian?
It's a chance for APAs to gain some real clout by leveraging our donations to the presidential campaign.
I can't believe this.
They're honoring me next week in D.C. We could really use your support.
I was an Asian American role model back when you were still a Caucasian.
David, come on. Is this a popularity contest?
No, I'm not in a popularity contest with you.
This is about collective empowerment. Agreed?
Fuck, that's so easy for you to say.
What?
You come in here with that face of yours, call yourself Asian, everyone falls at your feet, but you don't have to live as an Asian every day of your life. No, you can just skim the cream, you ethnic tourist.
You're right. I don't have to live Asian every day of my life. I'm choosing to do so.
Funny thing about race, you don't get to choose. If you've been born a minority, you'd know that.
David, are you familiar with the Chinese concept of face?
Am I? Of course. It's you know...
Basically, it says that the face we choose to show the world reveals who we really are.
I knew that.
Well, I've chosen my face. And now I'm becoming the person I've always wanted to be.
Marcus, here you are. What's keeping you?
Sorry, hon. I just got talking to David.
Hi.
Hey, Leah, hadn't seen you here.
Surprise, surprise. You better get on stage quick. They're about to auction off dinner with you.
Thanks. DC, next week. Remember this name, John Huang. It's gonna be big.
You're dating him?
Yes. So?
Does he know that you and I, that we...
Well, maybe. I might have mentioned... You know, it's not the first thing on my mind day and night.
Leah, you can't.
Excuse me?
You can't become his girlfriend.
Well, funny thing, because I already am.
When did you meet him?
It's none of your...
Was it before or after he got this job in the King and I?
If you must know, we are touring together. I'm playing Tupton. Again, don't ask. Now, if you'll excuse me...
So he hasn't told you?
Told me what?
You think he's Asian, don't you?
Not 100%, but...
I can't believe he's dating you, of all people.
Wait. You think he's dating me to get back at you?
No, not just to get back at me. It's even weirder than that.
Oh my God.
More diabolical.
David, listen.
It's like he wants to become me.
Whoa.
I know this sounds crazy. I can hardly believe it myself.
Hey! Earth to narcissists!
What's that supposed to mean?
Yes. I did tell Marcus that you and I had been a couple. I mean, how could we have avoided the subject? You fired him, remember? But David, whatever hurt and bitterness he may have felt towards you back then, it's gone now, okay? And let's face it, even if he had done your show on Broadway, he'd only have ended up working for like 1 week longer.
Your King and I is gonna end one day too, you know.
So? I am dating Marcus, not the King of Siam.
But Leah, he's not Asian.
David, no one's Asian enough for you.
That's not what I'm...
Like how you used to criticize me for listening to The Cure.
I never...
You thought my taste in music was too white.
I never said anything...
Yes, you did. You said, personally, I believe in supporting black artists.
I only meant that as people of color, African-American singers are more likely to share our struggles and understand our pain.
Mariah Carey, come on, get real.
Leah, Marcus is not Asian. Literally, he's lying to you and everyone around him. He's got this entire community fooled. The truth is, Marcus G is 100% white.
David, are you still in touch with Dr. Wasserman?
You don't believe me.
I believe you're in a really unhealthy place right now, and I'm gonna go. You should get back to writing plays.